Goodness, this is lasting way too long. Still in the bull rope. Finally out of there and there.
Y'all ready for some high-octane rodeo action? Prepare for a wild ride through the most unforgettable wrecks in bull riding. Buckle up, because these stories are wilder than a rodeo bull on a rampage. 1. Sean Willingham versus Sam. Well, gather round, folks, because this here's a tale about old Sean Willingham and a bull named Sam, who decided to show him the true meaning of take a load off. When that gate swung open, Sean was looking sharp and ready, but Sam had other plans. Sam wasn't just any bull, he was like a tornado with horns, stirring up trouble from the get-go. Sean's ride started smoother than a Sunday morning, but it didn't take long for old Sam to toss that plan out the window. With a snort that could make a rattlesnake flinch, Sam launched into a bucking frenzy that would have made a bronc rider proud. Sean found himself airborne quicker than a jackrabbit in a coyote chase. He landed on the dirt with a thud that echoed through the stands. The crowd roared with excitement while Sean picked himself up, dusted off, and learned firsthand that bull riding can be as unpredictable as a poker game in a windstorm. 2. J.W. Harris takes a hit from Spotted Demon.
This won't faint here, guys.
J.W. Harris, a name that rings through the halls of bull riding history like a thunderclap. Known for his 4 PRCA World Championships and his grit in the PBR arena, Harris faced one of the most bone-chilling wrecks in his career when he locked horns with Spotted Demon. This wasn't just another ride, it was a clash of titans that left everyone holding their breath. The year was 2018, and the PBR circuit was buzzing with excitement. Harris, already a seasoned veteran, was looking to make his mark once again. Spotted Demon awaited in the chute. As the chute swung open, Harris burst out on Spotted Demon's back, ready to conquer yet another beast. The bull exploded into action with a fury that shook the arena. Harris, with his trademark skill and determination, managed to stay on for the initial bursts, but Spotted Demon had a few tricks up his hide. The bull made a quick, violent twist that threw Harris off balance. For a split second, it looked like Harris might regain control, but Spotted Demon wasn't done. With a powerful buck, the bull sent Harris flying, his body twisted in the air before crashing to the ground with bone-crunching force. J.W. Harris's encounter with Spotted Demon is a stark reminder of the unforgiving nature of bull riding. It's a sport where every ride could be your last, where the line between glory and disaster is razor thin. Yet, it's also a sport that shows the unbreakable spirit of cowboys like Harris, who face these challenges head-on, time and time again. 3. Mike Lee versus Airtame. Well, let me tell you about the time Mike Lee went toe-to-toe with a bull named Airtime in the PBR circuit. Now, Airtime ain't just any bull. He's known for sending riders flying faster than a prairie tornado. Mike Lee, a professional cowboy with more grit than a sandpaper factory, thought he could tame this beast. When the chute opened, Airtime exploded out like a firecracker on the 4th of July. Mike held on tight, looking like he had a chance to ride this whirlwind. But Airtime wasn't in the mood for any of that. He twisted and turned, bucking with a vengeance that'd make a bronco blush. Mike tried to stay centered, but Airtime had moves that'd put a ballet dancer to shame. In one mighty buck, Airtime sent Mike Lee airborne, and he landed with a thud that shook the arena. It didn't even take a second for Airtime to throw Mike Lee into the air. The crowd gasped, watching as Mike tried to gather his wits and get back on his feet. That day, Mike learned that Airtime's name wasn't just for show, it was a promise. 4. Cooper Davis and Panda Tracks. Y'all ready for a real rodeo ruckus? Let's talk about Cooper Davis taking on Cowboys Dance Hall's Panda Tracks at the 2015 PBR BFTS Rumble in the Rockies. Now, Cooper's one tough cowboy, and Panda Tracks is one mean bull with a reputation for throwing riders harder than a bad poker hand. At the 15-15 bucking battle, Cooper climbed aboard, ready to show this bull who's boss. When the gate swung open, Panda Tracks shot out like a rocket, bucking and twisting like a whirlwind. But Cooper held on tight, riding like a champ and wrangling 87 points out of that wild ride. The crowd went wild, hats flying and folks cheering. Just as Cooper thought he had tamed the beast, Panda Tracks had one last trick up his hoof. With a final furious buck, he sent Cooper flying and then delivered a hit that'd make a linebacker proud. He landed right under the bull and probably even got some kicks from the beast. Cooper hit the dirt harder than a sack of hammers, and the arena fell silent. Cooper, tough as nails, got up, dusted himself off, and tipped his hat to the crowd. That day, he proved that even the toughest cowboys can get knocked down, but it's all about how you get back up. 5. Eduardo Aparecido in Sky's the Limit. Alright folks, gather round for a tale straight from the heart of the Big Apple. Eduardo Aparecido faced off against a bull named Sky's the Limit in round 2 of the 2023 PBR Unleash the Beast Monster Energy Buck-Off. Now, Sky's the Limit ain't just a catchy name. This bull's known for sending riders into orbit quicker than a NASA launch. When that gate cracked open, Sky's the Limit shot out like a bat out of hell, bucking with the fury of 1,000 stampeding Mustangs. Eduardo, a professional rider with nerves of steel, clung on like his life depended on it. The crowd at Madison Square Garden roared, cheered for every second Eduardo managed to stay on top of that wild beast. But Sky's the Limit wasn't in the mood to be tamed. With a twist and a turn that'd make a rodeo clown dizzy, the bull flung Eduardo through the air like a rag doll caught in a twister. Eduardo hit the dirt hard, and the crowd gasped, watching him tumble and roll. As the dust settled, Eduardo picked himself up, shaken but not beaten. He tipped his hat to the crowd, reminding everyone that in the world of bull riding, it's all about how you get back up after a fall. 6. Valjean de Oliveira gets stomped on by a main event.
But he stayed on his bulls, and that's important.
Well, folks, grab your hats and hold on tight, because this here's a story about Valjean de Oliveira taking on a bull named Main Event at the 2012 Mohegan Sun Invitational. Valjean, the world leader at the time, was looking to put on a show and rack up some big points, and boy did he ever. When that chute opened, Main Event came barreling out with the force of a runaway train. Valjean held on with the grit of a cowboy who's seen it all, riding that bull for a whopping 88.25 points. The crowd went wild, hooting and hollering, as Valjean stayed on for the full 8 seconds, showing why he was the top dog in the rodeo world. But the celebration was short-lived. Just as Valjean dismounted, Main Event decided he wasn't done yet. With a quick turn and a powerful stomp, the bull's hoof came down on Valjean. The arena fell silent as Valjean hit the ground, taking the full brunt of that bull's weight. Despite the pain, Valjean got back on his feet, waving to the crowd and showing the true spirit of a rodeo cowboy. That day, he proved that even when you're on top, you gotta be ready for whatever comes your way in this wild world of bull riding. 7. Neil Holmes gets knocked out by a bull. Well, saddle up, folks, because we're moving our focus to Neil Holmes taking on a bull that's meaner than a rattlesnake in a coffee can. It was 2015, and Neil was ready to ride, showing the crowd he had the guts and grit to handle any bull thrown his way. But this day, fate had something special in store. Neil climbed aboard, and when that gate swung open, the bull charged out like it had a personal vendetta. Neil held on tight, riding like a pro, but this bull had moves quicker than a jackrabbit on a hot griddle. Just as Neil was settling into the ride, the bull made a sharp turn, sending Neil flying through the air. In a split second, Neil collided with the bull's massive head, and it was lights out. He hit that ground harder than a dropped anvil, out cold before he even landed. The crowd gasped, watching in shock as the rodeo clowns rushed in to distract the bull and get Neil to safety. Minutes felt like hours, but Neil eventually came to, groggy and sore but alive. He got up, shaking off the dirt and waving to the crowd, showing the heart of a true cowboy. That day, Neil Holmes proved that even the toughest riders can get knocked out, but it's the getting back up that makes them legends. 8. Bullfighter Frank Newsom hit before being run over by Maverick. When it comes to bull riding, it ain't just the cowboys who face danger. The bullfighters, those brave souls who throw themselves into the path of a raging bull to protect the riders, are just as important and courageous. One of the toughest and most respected in the game is Frank Newsom, a Dickies Dura bullfighter with a reputation for fearlessness. But even the best can have a bad day, and Newsom's came at the 2013 PBR BFTS Sacramento Invitational. The scene was round 1, and the air was thick with anticipation. Newsom, always ready for action, was in the arena, eyes locked on the bull. Maverick, the bull in question, was known for his power and unpredictability. As the gate swung open, Maverick launched into the ring, muscles rippling and eyes blazing with fury. It was all going according to plan until Maverick made a sudden, unexpected move. In a blink, the bull veered towards Newsom with terrifying speed. There was no time to dodge. Maverick's head collided with Newsom, sending him sprawling to the ground. The hit was bone-rattling, and before Newsom could recover, Maverick was on top of him. The bull trampled over Newsom, his massive hooves slamming down with merciless force. The crowd watched in horror as Newsom, a man who'd saved countless riders from danger, now found himself under the weight of a rampaging bull. The arena was chaos, with bullfighters and medics rushing to his aid, trying to divert Maverick and get Newsom to safety. Despite the brutal impact and the sheer weight of the bull, Newsom's toughness shone through. He managed to roll away, but not before taking a few more hits from Maverick's powerful legs. Newsom, battered and bruised, was carefully helped out of the arena. His injuries were severe. Multiple fractures, deep bruises, and a concussion that would sideline him for months. Yet through it all, his spirit remained unbroken. 9. Frank Newsom launched by Mud Wasp. Round 2 of the 2013 PBR BFTS Winston-Salem Invitational was a night to remember, especially for Dickies Dura bullfighter Frank Newsom. Known for his fearless protection of riders, Newsom faced a terrifying encounter with Mud Wasp, a bull with a mean streak a mile wide. As Mud Wasp burst into the arena, he set his sights on Newsom. With lightning speed, Mud Wasp charged and launched Newsom into the air, but not before Newsom scored in the 8-second round. The impact was bone-jarring, sending Newsom crashing back to the ground. But Mud Wasp wasn't finished. The bull plowed straight into Shorty Gorham, adding to the chaos. The arena was a frenzy as medics and bullfighters rushed in to help. Newsom managed to get back on his feet, but the wreck left him battered and bruised. Everyone around him also suffered a few bruises as Mud Wasp was dead set to kick everyone in his sight. 10. Tanner Byrne versus Chocolate Thunder. In the high-octane atmosphere of the 15-15 bucking battle, Tanner Byrne faced off against Chocolate Thunder, a bull notorious for his explosive power and fierce unpredictability. As the gate burst open, Chocolate Thunder erupted into action, with Byrne struggling to maintain his balance atop the bucking beast. The ride was intense, with Byrne doing his best to stay in the saddle. But Chocolate Thunder, true to his name, unleashed a series of violent spins and jerks that sent Byrne flying through the air. The bull's strength and speed combined for a brutal ejection, and Byrne's body slammed into the ground with a thunderous impact. The collision left Byrne with a concussion, and the medics rushed to his side amid the chaos. The incident highlighted the unforgiving nature of bull riding and the risks riders face every time they mount a bull. Byrne's resilience and bravery were evident as he faced the aftermath, showcasing the true spirit of a cowboy. 11. Jesse Byrne versus Skid Row Joe.
Down here this weekend.
The 2015 PBR BFTS Anaheim Invitational was a thrilling event full of intense rides and dramatic moments. One of the most unforgettable incidents of the night involved bullfighter Jesse Byrne and the bull Skid Row Joe. In round 3, Ben Jones had just scored a solid 85 points on Skid Row Joe, a bull known for his rough and tumble style and aggressive nature. The crowd was buzzing with excitement, but things took a dramatic turn when Byrne, in his crucial role as a bullfighter, stepped in to protect Jones and other riders. Skid Row Joe, still riled up and bucking furiously after the ride, charged towards the arena's center where Byrne was stationed. Byrne, always quick on his feet and alert to the bull's movements, attempted to divert Skid Row Joe's attention away from the down rider and any other potential targets. In a split second, Skid Row Joe made a sudden, unpredictable move. The bull's massive head swung around and Byrne found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. The bull's horn or head struck Byrne squarely in the face with a sickening thud, sending him crashing to the ground. The impact was severe. Byrne lay on the dirt, stunned and disoriented from the blow. Medics rushed to his aid, quickly assessing the situation. The force of the hit had caused significant trauma to Byrne's face, and he was promptly taken out of the arena for further examination and treatment. The crowd watched in tense silence as the medics worked to stabilize Byrne. The severity of the situation underscored the inherent dangers faced by bullfighters who put their own safety on the line to protect riders and ensure the safety of the event. Despite the injury, Byrne's bravery in stepping up during such a high-stakes moment exemplified the courage and dedication required in the sport. 12. Brian Cantor versus Hellfire. All right, buckle up, because we're taking a ride back to 2007 for one of the wildest wrecks in PBR history. It was round 2 of the Tacoma Classic at the Tacoma Dome, and Brian Cantor was ready to go head-to-head with a bull named Hellfire. Now, Hellfire wasn't just a name. This bull lived up to it, and then some. When the chute opened, Hellfire erupted out like a volcano, and Brian was hanging on tight, trying to ride the beast. But this bull had a surprise in store. As Hellfire bucked and spun with more fury than a tornado in a trailer park, Brian got tossed high and wide. Before he knew it, Brian was getting dragged around the arena like a rag doll caught in a whirlwind. His hand got twisted into a position that'd make a pretzel jealous, and the whole crowd gasped in horror. It looked like things were going from bad to worse, but then the cavalry arrived. Stock contractor Casey Simpson, quick as a jackrabbit on a hot skillet, swooped in and lifted Brian over Hellfire's back, pulling him to safety. The bull scored a hefty 41.50, but the real victory was Brian walking away with just a story to tell. Brian dusted himself off, grateful for the help and ready to live another day to ride another bull. That day, Hellfire showed just how dangerous bull riding can be, but Brian proved he's got the grit to face whatever comes his way. 13. Shane Proctor and Rebel Yell II.
Actor, here we go. Rebel Yell 2. And he's, whoa!
Wow.
Hold on to your hats, because we've got a wild ride here. Shane Proctor took on the bull Rebel Yell II in a matchup that'd give any cowboy the chills. Rebel Yell II wasn't just any bull. This fella had a reputation for dishing out punishment like it was his full-time job. When the gates swung open, Rebel Yell II burst out with a snort and a buck that'd make a rodeo clown rethink their career. Shane was holding on tight, trying to stay in the saddle, but Rebel Yell II had other plans. The bull spun and twisted, bucking with a fury that'd make a tornado look like a gentle breeze. Just when Shane thought he had a handle on it, Rebel Yell II made a move that sent Shane flipping through the air like a leaf in a windstorm. Shane hit the ground hard, but that wasn't the end of his troubles. Shane got up, sore but determined, and got back to the safe side with a limping leg. 14. Aaron Seamus gets knocked out.
Whoa! Good. He's knocked out, boys. He hit him. Oh, don't step on him, dadgummit. Get the gate open.
It was the championship round of the 1997 in Odessa, and Aaron Seamus was about to face a bull named Wild Child that was meaner than a hornet with a grudge. When that gate swung open, Wild Child erupted like a volcano, bucking and twisting with the fury that'd make a thunderstorm look calm. Aaron tried to hang on, but Wild Child had plans of his own. As the bull spun and bucked, Aaron got tossed off like a sack of potatoes from a freight train. He landed with a thud right into the dirt, but the rough ride was far from over. Wild Child, still riled up, came back around and, in a move that'd make any rodeo fan wince, stepped right on Aaron's chest. The impact was so fierce it left the crowd breathless. Aaron hit the ground hard and the bull's hoof came down like a sledgehammer, adding to the chaos. With a bull score of 43.50, Wild Child lived up to his name, and Aaron was left shaken but determined. The rodeo clowns and medical staff swooped in, and Aaron, tough as a bull rider can be, eventually got back on his feet. That day in Odessa, Aaron Seamus showed the world that even when you get knocked out and stepped on, the heart of a cowboy keeps on beating strong. 15. Lonnie Steverson versus Tough Enough.
Round to the bus. I hate this bull. Whapped him. Oh, man. Stepped on him too. Dadgummit.
Alright folks, brace yourselves for one of the scariest moments in PBR history. It was the championship round of the 1998 Lane Frost Memorial Bull Riding in Richmond, Virginia, and Lonnie Steverson was about to face a bull named Tough Enough. Now, this bull was as tough as his name suggests, and things took a turn for the terrifying. When that gate burst open, Tough Enough charged out with the kind of intensity that'd make a freight train look like a toy. Lonnie, a seasoned rider with nerves of steel, tried to hang on for dear life. But as the bull bucked and twisted, Lonnie got thrown off and landed awkwardly. In a nightmarish turn, Tough Enough came crashing down right on the side of Lonnie's head. It was like a scene from a horror movie, one that had everyone in the arena holding their breath and praying for the best. The bull's massive weight and force left Lonnie in a dangerous spot, and it was a miracle he wasn't more seriously hurt. The rodeo clowns and medical team rushed in, and the crowd watched in tense silence as they worked to get Lonnie to safety. Thankfully, Lonnie Steverson, tough as nails, managed to recover from this harrowing incident. His resilience and grit shone through, reminding everyone just how dangerous bull riding can be, but also how strong the spirit of a cowboy truly is. 16. Mike White gets whacked by Boogerman.
At the third jump, I guess, my feet bounced real bad and come up over my head, and I went straight down in the dirt head first.
Hold your breath, because this one's a real gut-wrencher. It was the 2006 PBR event in Kansas City, Missouri, and Mike White, the 1999 PRCA World Champion, was about to face off against a bull named the Boogerman. Now, the Boogerman wasn't just any bull. He was a beast known for his wild moves and fierce bucking. When that gate opened, the Boogerman came out like a tornado, and Mike, ever the brave cowboy, climbed aboard, ready to tame the beast. But this bull had other plans. As the Boogerman bucked and twisted with a vengeance, Mike got thrown off and landed awkwardly. It was a brutal fall, and the impact was so severe that Mike broke 3 bones in his neck. The crowd gasped as rodeo clowns and medical staff rushed to Mike's aid. It was a scene that could have ended much worse, but thankfully, Mike's injuries, while serious, weren't more catastrophic. He was sidelined for over 6 months, teetering on the edge of missing the World Finals. But with a remarkable comeback performance at the final regular season event, Mike clawed his way back into contention. It was a close call, and everyone was relieved that Mike's injury wasn't more severe. With a bull score of 45.00, the Boogerman lived up to his name. But Mike White's grit and determination showed that even when faced with near disaster, a true cowboy never gives up. 17. Ty Posabon versus Smoky White Devil. Next up, we've got a spine tingler for ya. It was round 2 of the 2012 PBR Built Ford Tough World Finals in Las Vegas, and Ty Posabon was about to face a bull named Smoky White Devil. Now, Smoky White Devil wasn't just a name. This bull lived up to it with a vengeance. When that gate swung open, Smoky White Devil came charging out with all the fury of a stampede. Ty, a seasoned rider with nerves of steel, was hanging on tight, but the bull had other plans. As Smoky White Devil bucked and twisted, Ty got thrown off and hit the dirt with a jarring thud. Things went from bad to worse in a heartbeat. As Ty tried to scramble away, Smoky White Devil came charging back, and with a brutal step, the bull's hoof came crashing down on Ty. The crowd watched in horror as the bull, still rampaging, stumbled and fell right on top of Ty. The arena fell silent, with everyone holding their breath as rodeo clowns and medical staff rushed in to help. Ty, shaken but tough as nails, was eventually pulled to safety. The impact and the bull's weight had taken a toll, but Ty's grit and determination shone through. Even in the face of such a wreck, Ty Posabon proved that a cowboy's spirit is unbreakable, no matter how fierce the challenge. 18. Ross Coleman gets knocked out in the chute.
The jump, I guess, my feet bounced real bad and come up over my head, and I went straight down in the dirt head first.
All right, folks, this one's a real jaw dropper. It was a PBR event in New Orleans, and Ross Coleman, a seasoned rider known for his toughness, was about to face off with a bull named Cadillac Man. Now, Cadillac Man wasn't just a fancy name. This bull packed a punch that could leave a cowboy seeing stars. As Ross prepared in the chute, things took a turn for the worse. The bull, already riled up, made a sudden, powerful move. In an instant, Ross was caught off guard, and a violent collision with the railing in front of him sent him reeling. The impact was so severe that Ross was knocked out cold right there in the chute. The arena fell silent as rodeo clowns and medical staff rushed to his aid. Ross was out, cold as a winter's night, and the crowd washed with bated breath. But Ross Coleman wasn't down for the count long. He sustained a concussion, but his cowboy spirit was unbroken. After a brief stint on the sidelines, Ross made a comeback just a couple of weeks later. That day, Cadillac Man proved to be one tough customer. But Ross's resilience and determination showed that even when you get knocked out, you get back up and ride again. 19. Ryan Dirt Eater and War Cloud.
Oh, War Cloud!
Okay, saddle up for one of the toughest wrecks ever. It was round 1 of the 2018 PBR World Finals in Las Vegas, and Ryan Dirt Eater was ready to take on a bull named Warcloud. Now, Warcloud was a beast of a bull, known for his unpredictable and fierce bucking style. When the gate swung open, Warcloud stormed out with all the fury of a tornado. Ryan held on tight, but this bull wasn't about to give him an easy ride. Warcloud twisted and turned, bucking with anger that left the crowd on the edge of their seats. Then it happened. Ryan got thrown off and hit the ground hard. Warcloud wasn't done yet. He came back around and gave a brutal blow that had everyone in the arena gasping. It was a wreck that looked like it could have ended Ryan's career right then and there. The rodeo clowns and medical team rushed in, pulling Ryan to safety. The crowd watched in stunned silence, wondering if Ryan would be able to walk away from such a nasty wreck. But true to his cowboy spirit, Ryan Dirt Eater showed just how tough he is. After a period of recovery, Ryan returned to the arena, ready to face down bulls once more. That night, Warcloud proved to be a formidable opponent, but Ryan's resilience and determination showed that even the toughest wrecks can't keep a cowboy down. Ryan Dirt Eater's grit and heart are what make him one of the bravest riders out there, always ready to get back on the saddle no matter what. 20. Cody Nance versus Margie Time.
H Cattle Company. Watch out. Oh boy, he is.
Now, let's end with a bang and dive into one of the wildest wrecks in PBR history. It was round 1 of the 2014 PBR BFTS Express Employment Professionals Classic in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Cody Nance was gearing up to ride a bull named Margie Time. This bull had a reputation for being downright mean. When that gate swung open, Margie Time shot out like a rocket, bucking and spinning with a fury that could make a tornado look tame. Cody held on tight, but in the blink of an eye, things went south. Cody got hung up on Margie Time, his hands stuck in the rope, and he was dragged along like a rag doll. The arena was electric with gasps and shouts as Margie Time thrashed and kicked, trying to shake Cody loose. It was a chaotic dance of danger, with Cody being slammed and whipped around by the bull's raw power. The rodeo clowns leapt into action, trying to free Cody from his perilous predicament. Just when it seemed like it couldn't get worse, Margie Time threw a final violent buck that sent Cody crashing to the ground. The clowns managed to get him loose, and the crowd erupted in relief and applause as Cody was helped to safety. Though battered and bruised, Cody Nance's spirit remained unbroken. That night, Margie Time showed why he was one of the toughest bulls around, but Cody's resilience and cowboy grit shone through. This wreck was a stark reminder of the dangers of bull riding and the unyielding courage of those who face it head on. Cody Nance's hang-up on Margie Time was one for the history books, a testament to the wild, unpredictable, and fiercely brave world of professional bull riding. Well, folks, there you have it. Some of the wildest, most heart-stopping wrecks in bull riding history. These cowboys sure know how to take a beating and keep on ticking. Remember, it's not just about staying on the bull, it's about the grit, the guts, and the glory. So next time you watch a rodeo, tip your hat to these brave riders who put it all on the line.